Hello everyone, welcome to the New Horizons Racing evening, and it should be a fairly eventful race. So waiting on the update for the game. I'm joined by Pitch Black as per usual. How are you doing and what do you think of Vietnam?
Still
Bit
kind of
emotional,
broken
wasn't it?
inside. I was on for a top 5 finish, if you guys didn't know. But yeah, just shows how tough Vietnam is as a circuit with all the tight corners and getting really close to the wall. It was tougher for Division 1. I expect it to be even tougher for the newer guys in the league today.
It's going to be an interesting one. We are expecting a mostly dry race and dry qualifying. Might be the slight risk of rain at the end, but we just don't know how heavy or when it will come exactly. But the information for today's race will be 28 laps around the 3.4 mile or 5.6 kilometre circuit. No 90% rule in Division 2, so you guys will be getting points no matter where you finish in the top 10, as well as those all important 2 points for pole position. The tyre strategy: the softs have a maximum tyre life of 12 laps, the mediums 17 and the hards 18, with a very high chance of a safety car. With all of that on track at the minute, as well on board with Collins, who's coming out of the pit lane.
Yeah, I think Avalanche, who was Svern, now changed his name, already lost both his end plates coming out of the pit lane, so he's gonna have to come back to the pits and fix that.
Yeah, it's a really huge shame. The only thing that I really want to make clear to the drivers today is I don't want a repeat of the Division 1 race, in the way that if there is a safety car, please, for the love of God, leave space. There should be approximately 2 car lengths, I'd say, is the safe point of not actually rear-ending people, because we're still working on this. If you do get damage behind the safety car and you get a time penalty, we can remove them, but some people they're putting themselves in that situation and it's just not working. It's not fair on the car in front. It's how can I word it better? It's like the Constantino effect that happened at Mugello over the weekend. And that happened in Division 1 3 times, and I was not happy, and I don't want to see it again here in Division 2.
I mean, I was happy about it because I went from 10th to 5th, but yeah, this track is full of 90-degree turns that can really Constantino cars up in the safety car, which I'm just gonna say is gonna come out in this race. It's just such a tight track that I expect it to come out. I'll be shocked if it doesn't. But anyways, James is now on his hot lap, so we're gonna watch how he goes through.
Yep.
On the mediums.
Probably just a banker starting on those mediums, but not even a bad tyre choice to be starting on either. I believe it's a 2-stop around here anyway.
Yeah. I believe that the soft medium strategy is
soft medium or soft medium, one of the two. Either way, you'll be using those tyres at some point in the race. Through turn
that's
6.
Without the safety car. I think that the safety car is gonna just completely jumble up the race.
Yeah. I think the hards, you could probably push them around 20 laps. There's a Mercedes in the barrier at turn 6, by the way, but I don't think the hards around here are a very good race tyre. They're just too slow. They last a very, very long time, but they are just way too slow.
Yeah.
The Mercedes in trouble. I don't know if he's slowing down on purpose, but I'm not sure if Xanax Josh there having a spot of bother, as I'll call it, but riding on board with James as he's flying through the 3rd sector now. Trying to find his confidence a little bit in the car, assuming.
Yeah. So, usually for the last 2 races, it was all about your just natural born pace and control of the car. But I feel that this track is completely different, as in, if you just keep it clean and keep it like conservative, I feel like you'll get the most out of this track and have a chance to win or get a podium in this race.
Just noticed Raceway going pole, but he's about a second clear of James. Is that really just down to the tyre difference?
Yeah, I believe so. I remember racing and I was on I think 10 lap retards when I came into the pit lane last time around. Almost 4 seconds worth of extra grip on them. Just through the S's, I'd feel, and even through all the long sweeping corners in the first and second sector. And I feel that really can make a difference when it comes to the race and pitting for different types of tires. Keeping in mind that softs die fairly quickly around here.
It's really setting the pace already, because it is a confidence thing with this track, and there's people starting to set the times now. And anyone who's setting time around the 38s or even higher, it's a confidence thing into the third sector. I'm noticing some of the guys aren't attacking the curbs as much as they probably would be expected to, and a lot of people are very hesitant still around the final corner.
Well, you say it's a confidence thing. I think it's more of a patience thing, in my opinion, because you're going around all those long corners and you want to accelerate so badly, but whenever you do, you just end up going wide and get close to the wall. So it's going to be hard to find the balance between patience and just blasting out that corner with the maximum time you can get out of it. But we're going to see a lot of drivers on the more worn tires this race really struggling to keep it on track.
Yeah, I'm riding on board with Charlie into the hairpin. He's got a McLaren behind him, assuming he's on his way back to the pits. Don't know which McLaren it is.
So, would you say that slipstream is a benefit or dirty air is a disadvantage when it comes to quality here? Because there is that enormously long straight in the second sector, but also the high-speed S's that can really mess up your lap. Someone's in front of you, so would you aim to stay close to somebody on quality, or just be far apart and do your own kind of lap?
It's common sense, really. You want to try and take any advantage you can get. The straights, hands down, you want to be behind someone. They're actually long enough around here that you can pull away from them. You don't want to be going into the third sector with anyone around you, because it is a very dirty air kind of section.
Kind of like Suzuka, now that I think about it. Just really high-speed S's that involve maybe just 1 or 2 downshifts.
Avalanche absolutely smashing that pole position.
Yeah, I'm getting closer to the D1 times already. Very nice by Avalanche. Meanwhile, there's a Ferrari off race 17. But back on track, it's gonna be going out to new tires, which with less heat scrubbed into them.
I'm going to ride on board with DXS. Being absent from the last race in Bahrain is a huge shame not to see him there, but he's back today. He's still in contention for the driver's title, and Racing Point, the pair of them, they're a really, what's the word, healthy? Competitive? They're a really competitive team this season. But no one seems to have stopped Charlie's, I don't know if dominance is the right word, because no, Charlie, he's won both races of the season so far, but I think things have happened where they've almost been handed to him.
Yeah, another guy
on the final corner to the line, P3.
Another guy I want to bring attention to.
Yeah, go on.
Is Xenex Josh, who he's shown pretty good pace around here and just never managed to pull it off. Same with Tuan too, who unfortunately had that controller issue last race that put him straight into the wall. But both guys showing really good pace and could really carry it in the later part of the season for the championship. So I think it's going to be a nice four-way for the title. Maybe even Raceway will join in and get better than his last 2 podium positions and challenge for championship.
I just hope that, as I'm riding on board with Josh now, that he is actually going to set a representative lap time. He's really pushing that car. Look at him, he's getting so close to the barriers. Whether it'll be pole or not, I don't know. He has improved.
He's definitely pushing.
Yeah, he's improving his delta, but still no purple times and a little bit of a tank slapper coming out of 6.
Very nice exit out of that corner. Go onto the tight and then go wide.
Just gonna have a cheeky
and here's the enormously long straight on this track that will see almost all the overtaking opportunities.
I just want to see what his top speed goes to, because if anyone manages to get over 206 miles an hour, which Josh has, they've built the car for the straight line.
Yeah, it's interesting with the setups around here, because you can throw on a bunch of downforce and just completely fly through the last sector, or you can put almost no downforce.
With the downforce on this track, it works with because Dirty Air in the first and second sector, not really that much of a problem. You can still stay with people, and as long as you're within DRS range, then that's the work done for you, at least on the straight. Everyone's got the same amount of DRS at their disposal. Come around the final corner, it's not going to be pole, but it is going to be P2.
Very nice. I think that it's close between the two setups, but I'm just going to aim it towards the top speed setup as... Actually, no, it's really close because with more downforce, there'll be less tire wear in the last sector, which will help you throughout the lap. But top speed will keep you in front of the car come the straight, so they can't pass you anyways in the third sector. So it's going to be really close, but...
Because you need the top speed anyway, otherwise you will always get mugged off down the DRS straight. But then anyone who's built the car for top speed, there'll be absolutely nowhere in the third sector, and it's almost like a weirdly beautiful thing about this track, that there's no one setup that works right. Even if you're down straight, so yeah, you can pull away a little bit, but then someone will always catch you up in the corners. As long as you have good exit speed, it's the only way you're going to pull away. Otherwise, you can send it for a cheeky little dive bomb into the penultimate corner, which is an overtaking spot. I've managed to prove that. But yeah, it's a weird little track, but it's got.
If there's one word,
it's going to be a nightmare for the engineers in real F1 when they actually come in.
Yeah. If there's one word I would describe it with, it would be awkward, hands down. Yep, just all the weird corners and long straights. God, it's just the most awkward track I've seen in a while.
Collins has just managed to get a slipstream off his teammate, and he's now half a second up on his best time.
Nice.
See if
don't want to keep looking at him.
Keep it all together in the third sector. Ooh, it's a little bit. He needs to be turning in earlier. I can tell that this particular Mercedes is built for a straight line. And you really need to brake so early for the penultimate corner as well.
Almost lost it there.
Corner. Does he improve? Oh, he does.
Fourth place.
P4.
Very nice time so far.
That extra half a second advantage has put him ahead of James and DXS.
Yeah.
Otherwise he'd be just behind them.
Unfortunately, Collins with that humongous crash last race that brought out the virtual safety
car.
Yeah,
the thing is, I've looked into that. It was actually two separate incidents.
Really?
Collins had his own moment bouncing back onto the circuit, but then it was the AlphaTauris that were behind it. James was actually hit up the rear by Nick Figgy, but nobody said anything. So from the angles we've got, we thought that Collins had just collected them, and there's no penalty, but it came to my attention yesterday that there was what could have been a very serious stewards inquiry.
Teammate drama. Interesting. Hopefully James can recover from an injury today.
Yeah. Would you mind just trying to send Infinity an invite? I don't know if anyone's watching. I know that Infinity was updating the game. Just make sure that she can get in, because we're running out of time in qualifying.
Well, I mean, starting from the back of the grid, not a horrible thing around this track, considering the safety car.
It's not the point, though.
But let's hope he joins.
Yeah, I wanted to be here. James across the line. Does he improve? He goes P2. He's got that AlphaTauri is absolutely rapid.
Thanks for the invite. Yeah, very fast time. That's impressive from an AlphaTauri driver who didn't seem to shine too much in the last races.
Yeah, it's not really down to his fault. I'm riding on board with Kioski, making his debut here today for Renault, and he's only just bailed out of his lap. I mean, I guess it's the time.
And since
you've got to get in and get out very quickly. If anyone's not coming out now, then they're not going to make it.
I'd like to talk about the pit lane entrance, because a lot of drivers actually get caught out by how early it actually happens and around the third last turn, including me myself. I was in qualifying last week, and I actually missed the entrance and had to do another lap around the circuit, and that messed up my possible last lap. So I think that drivers should pay more attention when it comes to pitting in the lap, or else they might find themselves out one more lap than they want to.
Yeah, Reese coming around the final corner, William Pruitt from McLaren, he does, but he only beats his teammate up into P8. I believe that is James running out of fuel in the final sector. I'm going to run board with Reese and Ferrari's Ali Adani. Oh, sorry, streaming time today.
So
I knew he was on his out. We'll just ride on board with him for a little bit.
Something interesting I've just noticed: both the Red Bulls yet to set a time. Whether that's just luck or something's going on with their team.
Well, yeah, they have been out on track. They've just, unless if they're both on track now, then they're not going to go out. So I don't think Twonk is going to set a time today.
Yeah. Hopefully Charlie can set something, but here it says he's on his out lap, so yeah, he's stopped. So he's going to be starting from the back. Both the Red Bulls will be starting at the back this race.
I beg he's not actually.
So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers still to put a time in. Actually 5 drivers, and it's also going for a fast lap. So Reese is the first one in, does not improve.
Oh, hang on. Apparently there's a connection problem with the stream.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, apparently so. So what we'll do
Who
is...
said that?
Someone's just pointed it out on the broadcast itself, so if there is, I do apologise. At the end of qualifying, we'll shut the stream down, we'll set it back up again for the race. Normally when this happens, it's the picture that's gone, the audio is still going.
Interesting.
Ooh! Reese proper drifting in the third sector.
DXS is in first.
But what's that
on
time?
The very last hot lap.
Barely beat his teammate by a 10th.
Racing Point's looking very fast around Vietnam. Still Josh and Collins to set a time.
Reese
Collins
improves his time, not enough to change any positions.
Now Josh coming around the last sector. Let's see if he'll improve. And stays fourth. So, actually no, I think he jumped to Raceway, if that's right. Either way, I believe this is the final grid. Oh no, never mind, Charlie's in third.
Yep,
Charlie is in third place with the 35 flat.
Yeah, I'm just riding on board with Carps. I can see a very slow... Is that a Renault or a Racing Point? In the main straight?
So, as you look at it so far, including Carps, DXS will take pole, right behind his teammate Avalanche, about a 10th in front. So both Racing Points looking very competitive around here.
I think the
which
clock is going
whoever
to
will
run
tell.
out even before Carps gets to the line, so it's looking like 9th and 10th for the McLarens.
I'd like to see Twank also make his way up the grid, starting in the race.
Yeah, but it's like starting that low. Is he actually put himself in a vulnerable position?
Well, the thing is, there's always gonna be. It's very rare to not have first lap carnage in Vietnam, considering the hairpin and everything. Of course, I don't wish for it, but just looking at the track, it seems almost like it's gonna happen. So hopefully Twank keeps it clean and gets past a few drivers in the first lap without messing with his front wing or anything, which tends to happen a lot around this track.
Yeah, it's gonna hopefully be an interesting one. Hopefully. And I'd just be happy if it's a clean one, actually. Right, that's the clock. Finally ran out of in qualifying. Here's P10 for Carps. So your top three for the Vietnam Grand Prix. DXS gets pole position for Racing Point, as well as taking the bonus 2 points for pole position for himself and the team. Avalanche in P2, his teammate, and Charlie Cogden in P3 for Red Bull. John's back for the race. We're just going to try and restart the stream and hopefully get the visuals back. So thanks for watching. We'll see you shortly.